Hello students, in previous classes we just have completed database management system, the unit 1. So this is the revision class 1. In this video class we will revise all the topics those were covered. So in the last classes we have drawn so many ER diagrams for different databases. But today we will discuss all summary of this chapter in unit 1. So just remember, we have given the basic concept of database management system in our first class. So database management system was nothing but it is a computerized record keeping system, that is the organized collections of related data where all data manipulations were possible. Means all collected data are organized way. All collections of data should be in an organized way, so that according to our requirement we can retrieve, we can access. That means we can do data manipulations. Data manipulations is nothing but the database operations like insertion, means adding new data to database, deletion, removing data from existing database, updation, we can change or modification, or we can search, we can have sort. All operations of database management system that we have already discussed, we have already learned in the basic concept of this chapter. And also this organized way, that means all data are being stored, okay, so that the processing operation can be done well. And also we can analyze, means we can search, we can sort. According to our requirement we can retrieve data. This is the analyzing data. And also this database management system, this computerized record keeping system, a new computerized record keeping system, has so many advantages as compared to traditional database system. So this system gives authorization and authentication. Okay, so authorization means there are so many users are working, so each authorized user should get a username, and authentication is the password, so that user will be recognized, so that they only access data from database system. Also some protection and security system are there. So all data are stored in database in computer memory or in computerized system. No one can access, no unauthorized person can access data from database, and so it will be more secure. Means a long period of time data can be stored without any loss. So in this basic concept of database management system we have discussed. These are the basic concept. Okay, so database management system is a combination of hardware and software, so that database can be easily monitored. Okay, second, next class we have discussed advantages of database management system. Okay, this is the point we have discussed, advantages of database management system. So why we will use database system? Why we will use a new computerized record keeping system? Traditionally we have database system, we are maintained manually. That is a very cumbersome process, very difficult process. So in this advantage if you consider, so first of all it reduces data redundancy. Redundancy means duplication. So duplicate data duplication are not allowed to store in database or modern record keeping system. And also data can be shared among a number of users. So in database management system provides data to number of or several users. Okay. Next advantage was data sharing, means number of users can share. Data can be distributed among number of users, several users at simultaneously. Okay, this is the advantages of database management system. Means this system provides or allows to access data to several users at same time, that is data sharing. Next point was discussed, that is data integrity. So data integrity means consistent values, valid values can be only be able to be stored in database. Means both accurate and consistent values that is required to be stored in database. So that this point is the data integrity. Okay. Then whatever data are going to be stored in database, that must be secured, means protected. That means database system, this record keeping system, modern technology you are using here. So this system provides a high profile security, means authorization and authentication. Only authorized persons can able to access data from database. Means username and password was given to each user by this system. Okay, this is the point, data security. Next point was discussed, that was the backup and recovery. Means whenever any failure, that means human error or device error or any machinery problem, unfortunately some data may be corrupted or lost. So due to this backup facilities, we can recover recover this lost data and backup in case of the, okay. So backup and recovery means lost data can be recovered and can be stored again into the database management system. Next we have discussed, that was the components, of database management system. So basically we are having hardware, software, data, procedure, database access language and users. Okay. So we have drawn a diagram by considering all these points, like your hardware, software, data, procedure and database access language and users. So hardware refers the computer disk or input output channel for data and physical components involving for any data to be stored in computer memory. So it is the hardware part. It requires to store whatever data were collected for the database system, that is required to be stored in computer memory. So it requires hard disk. So next part was your software. So software is nothing but a program, okay, that controls everything, which is considered major components, because these are set of programs which will control everything. Okay, so due to this software it provides with an easy process to interface to store, access and update data. This software controls everything. It helps to operate how data will be stored and how data will be retrieved, how data will be interpreted. Okay, for this, that is DBMS software is capable of understanding the database access language. So another point is this one is already we have discussed in your classes, that was database access language. So many database access languages are there, like DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, all these languages. So this software, database software, understood all these languages. Okay, so we are using DDL, DML, DCL, TCL in your database, so that user, means whatever user is using the commands or request by using any access language, that must be understood, that must be accessed by this software program or software or a program. And some very important component in database is your next data, because after hardware and software, what are going to be stored? That is data, or why we are preparing this type of mechanism, because to store data, to manipulate data, to access data, to share data. So everything all about the data. So this is the most important. Data are required. Okay, and data are the values or items, or these are the called the field in data processing. So these are smallest unit of data is meaning to the user. So in database management system, data is the most important component which is required. So hardware and software, database access language, and data, these are the important components of DBMS, and also some procedure that refers to the general instruction to the user of a database. Okay, so this procedure is to set up or install database management system, to log in and log out of DBMS, and software to manage database, to take backup and a general report. So there is a procedure to log in, log out of DBMS users, and the software to manage database, to take backup and general reports also. So components, hardware, software, data and procedure, database access language. So, and also some database users are also required, because there are so many users. By users, want the process data or information. Actually, a human being, it requires process data or information from database system. That means we are using the computer system. Computer is nothing but it is a big processor. It processes only data. It is sometimes is called a data processor. So computer really processes data. So computer may be a data processor, and we people are the user, that is using computer to access, to get process data. Okay, so the data, there are several types of users are there. There are end user, casual users, nephew user. Okay, so already we have discussed, and some programmer, database administrator, okay, system analyst, system designers. Okay, and these are also some database users. These users are also required. So we have already discussed the components of database management system: hardware, software, data, procedure, database access language, and also users. These are the basic important components of the database management system. Okay, so this part is the introduction or basic concept of this system. First, we have studied the basic concept, definitions of database management system, why we are using this modern computerized record keeping system. Already we discussed. So this is used for only data manipulation. Data manipulation means that all database operations like insertion or deletion or updation or modification. Okay, so data is required to be processed, to be stored in computer memory. For this we are using all these things, and also some storing data, processing and analyzing the data in database system will also required, and also the project. So hardware and software, database access language, and data, these are the important components of DBMS, and also some procedure that refers to the general instruction to the user of a database. Okay, so this procedure is to set up or install database management system, to log in and log out of DBMS, and software to manage database, to take backup and a general report. So there is a procedure to log in, log out of DBMS users, and the software to manage database, to take backup and general reports also. So components, hardware, software, data and procedure, database access language. So, and also some database users are also required, because there are so many users by users want the process data or information. Actually human being, it requires process data or information from database system. That means we are using the computer system. Computer is nothing but it is a big processor. It processes only data. It is sometimes is called a data processor. So computer really processes data. So computer may be a data processor, and we people are the user, that is using computer to access, to get process data. Okay. So the data, there are several types of users are there. There are end user, casual users, naive user. Okay. So already we have discussed, and some programmer, database administrator. Okay. System analyst, system designers. Okay. And these are also some database users. These users are also required. So we have already discussed the components of database management system: hardware, software, data, procedure, database access, language, and also users. These are the basic important components of the database management system. Okay, so this part is the introduction or basic concept of this system. First we have studied the basic concept, definitions of database management system, why we are using this modern computerized record keeping system. Already we discussed. So this is used for only data manipulation. Data manipulation means that all database operations like insertion or deletion or updation or modification. Okay, so data is required to be processed, to be stored in computer memory. For this we are using all these things, and also some storing data, processing and analyzing the data in database system will also required, and also the provides. Okay, next one is your three-level architecture. Three-level architecture of this database management system. We have considered three level. One is your external level, and the conceptual level, and internal level. External level, conceptual level, and internal level. Okay, so this is the concept that from database, external user view, user is accessing data from database, and in between this intermediate we are having the three levels. This is the three level architecture where user first gives request to the external level, and external level sends the same request to the conceptual level, and conceptual level sends same request to the internal level, and from internal level it access data, same required data. So this three level architecture we are having external level. So users are in external level, and there is a conceptual level, and this is the internal level. So this is the really physical storage device. So external level was described by its external schema. So external level is described by its external schema. Similarly, a conceptual level is defined by its conceptual schema, and internal level is described by its internal schema. Okay, so three schema are working in three level. Okay, so in the external level, user, this is the user view, and this is defined by the application programmer. Okay, this is defined by the application programmer. So whatever user want to access data from database, first it has to give in this level. Okay, that is the external level schema contains the method of deriving the objects in the external view. Okay, so this external schema is also known as view schema or sub schema. Okay, so this is the externally first user interact with this level. Okay, then come to conceptual level. Conceptual level, it is the global view. You can also call it as global view or conceptual view. This is the or community view. this schema of this label describes the design of the database at the conceptual level. So it designs the database. Okay. So here the programmers and database administrator work. Okay. And this label contains information about entire database, because this label has a two mapping that is already we discussed. The mapping with external label, also mapping with the internal label. Okay. So this conceptual label is defined by the database administrator or application programmer. Okay. So this label contains information about entire database in terms of a small number of relatively simple structure. So external user's view or request will come into this label. Okay, then it passes to the internal label where the physical database are really stored. So this is the physical storage structure. This internal label is linked with the physical database, that is the storage structure of the database. This internal schema is also known as the physical schema. So this is your physical schema, this is the logical schema. Okay. And this internal label, this is defined for optimization use. So we have to use in perfect or optimum use. We are using this three level architecture, and in this three level architecture, two types of mapping are there. One mapping is from external label to conceptual label. Okay, this mapping. Another mapping is conceptual label to internal label. Okay, so two type mapping we are using in three level architecture. Okay, then come to we have discussed data independence. The data independence. Okay, so three level architecture, internal, conceptual and external, then data independence. So in data independence there are two types of data independence. One is a physical data independence and logical data independence. Actually, what do you mean by data independence? Data independence means you know there are three levels of architecture in DBMS. We are using three levels of architecture. So whenever we can change, it requires to be changed the schema of one level, that will not affect to other level. Okay, so DBMS data independence is defined as a property of a database management system that helps to change the database schema. What is schema? Schema is the overall design of the database, or it is the outline or a plan. Okay, so data independence is defined as a property. Okay, it is a property that has to that helps to change the database schema at one level without affecting the other higher levels. Suppose we want to change the schema in conceptual level, that will not affect to change in schema in this level. So other level we will not require to be changed. So there are two types of data independence. One is physical data independence and logical data independence. Okay, so physical data independence, it allows user to provide the logical description of the database without need to change or specify the physical structure. So without changing the physical structure, we can change the logical schema. Okay, that is physical data independence. We can change the physical storage device. Physical storage device can be changed. Physical storage organization, storage device can be changed, but without changing the conceptual schema. Suppose you want to change the physical storage of this database system, so no need to change the schema of program level or in external level. Okay, so then come to the or file may migrate. In case of physical data independence, a file may migrate from one place to another place. So this is all about the physical data independence. So due to this physical data independence, any of the we can change without affecting the conceptual layer. So due to this physical data independence, we can have this type of facilities. Already we have detected this type of facilities. You find it So using this new storage device like a hard disk or magnetic tape, we can change the magnetic tape. So magnifying the file organization technique and switching to different data structure, we can change the data structure, we can change the access method, we can modify the index. Okay, so we can change the drive or location, C drive to E drive. Also we can change the compression technique or hash algorithm. Okay, we can change due to this physical data independence. Then come to logical data independence. Okay, then come to logical data independence. Then in this logical data independence, we can change. You see here, this is the logical data independence. This is the ability to change the conceptual schema without changing the external view or external programmer. Okay, that means we can change the conceptual level, conceptual schema. We can change the conceptual schema. No need to change the external schema or external program. Okay, so due to this logical data independence, we can modify. You see, we can modify, we can add, we can delete the new attribute, new entity, relations, if possible, without rewriting the existing application program. That means we can merge. By this logical data independence, we can merge two records into one, or one record can be split or break. Okay, so these operations can be easily handled by this logical data independence. Okay, so this is all about data independence. Data independence. Due to data independence, we can change the schema of one level without changing the schema of next higher level. Suppose we want to change the schema in physical level, so no need to change the schema of conceptual level or external level. Okay, so this is the data independence. Then come to the database access procedure. Okay, database access procedure. This is the database access procedure. So how a user is accessing data from database. Okay, so this is a method. This is a method or mechanism how to access data from database. So first, database users interface is required. See, database users interface. This is the database users interface. Next one is database manager, then file manager, disk manager, and database. We will already we discussed. So briefly I will discuss today. So database user, first query will be database user. First request will be coming to the database user. Just see this note. Access method. So here user request query to the user's interface, database user's interface. Then this interface interacts with the data manager. Okay, external user gives query to user's interface. Then from this, this query will be coming to data manager for processing. So data manager that provides the basic database management functions, including creation, maintenance of database, everything. Okay, then it processes. So this database manager okay, sends same request to the file manager for a specific record. Okay, for a specific record. Again, file manager. What is a file manager? File manager is responsible for interact with the file structure. Okay, this file manager is responsible for file structure, located in blocks, file space. Okay, all the things that where that particular record is being stored, in which space, in which file, this file manager is responsible. Okay, so this request is coming from external user. That request will be sent to this file manager by this data manager. Then file manager processes. Okay, file manager is processes. Then this file manager sends same request or for specific blocks. Okay, this file manager request for specific blocks. It passes this request to the disk manager. Okay, to the disk manager. So disk manager is a part of operating system. Okay, this disk manager is a part of operating system. So all physical input output operations are performed by it. Okay, so this request from disk manager, it will come to the database and find out that particular block. Okay, then in the reverse way, then from this block will come into the disk manager, and disk manager sends same blocks to the requested blocks to the file manager, and the file manager sends the requested records, because file manager got the record. So the requested record will come going to be the data manager, and data manager sends the response to the external user. So in this architecture, one thing I have told you, that a database disk, it contains collections of blocks. There are so many blocks inside it, and inside a blocks there are so many files, and in a file there are so many records. Okay, disk contains number of blocks. This blocks contains number of files, and the file contains number of records. Okay, this record contains data or value. Okay, so this is the overall mechanism of database access mechanism we have discussed. Then we have discussed DBMS facilities. Let's see. Okay, DBMS facilities. So there are two types of facilities. One is your data definition language and data manipulation language. Except that, also we have data control language, transaction control language. But basically there are two important facilities. One is data definition language and another one is data manipulation language. So as per the name, definition, whatever data we are using, whatever schema we are using, that must be defined. Okay, so the conceptual schema or it define this conceptual schema, and also give some details about how to implement this schema in physical devices to store data. Okay, so data stores data, or you can call as metadata. Already we have discussed this is the metadata, the associated with the metadata, data about data. So how data will be stored, how data will be modified, how data will be created. Okay, so this definition includes all entities, sets, and associated attributes and relationship. So this definition includes entities, attributes and relationship. Entity, attributes and relationship. Everything will be defined here. Then come to the data manipulation language. The data manipulation language, it helps to manipulate. Means all operations. Helps to all operations. You see the definition already we have detected. So it enables to user to access or manipulate as organized by the appropriate data model. Okay, so manipulation operation is called as query. That is the database query. Query is nothing but it is a statement in a DML data manipulation language that requests to retrieve of data from database. Okay, so there are basically two types of DML. One is procedural, another one is non-procedural. So in the case of procedural, user which requires a user to specify what data is needed and how to get it. But whenever the non-procedural, the users requires user to specify what data is needed, but without specifying how to get this data. So there are two types of commands: DDL command and DML command. These are the DML commands, data manipulation language commands: select command, insert command, and update command and delete command. Select, insert, update and delete. Similarly, another one is the DDL command, that is create, alter and drop. So there are so many operations, so many manipulations can be done through different these languages. Okay, so next part will come to database administrator. Okay, database administrator. So database administrator is a database user. Already we have defined it is database user which provides necessary technical support for implementing decision. This is the database administrator, database user. Okay. So the role and responsibility includes the database security, planning for growth or physical database designing or configuration, installation, monitoring, security, troubleshooting, okay, backup and recovery, all operations, all activity database administrator. The overall control over the system at the technical level. So overall system will be controlled by this database administrator. Okay, so there are so many important functions of database administrator. So many important functions of database administrator. Okay, different schema will be defined. Different schema, conceptual schema, logical schema, different definitions. Already we have detected the node. Okay, so there are so many functions. Okay, granting authorization to the database access and integrity constraint and specification, dumping and storing. Okay, already we have defined dumping and storing schema definition, schema or physical organization definition, storage structure and access mechanism, definition. So all operations can be done with this database administrator. Okay, this was for today, and next revision class we will discuss about the different data models and important questions of this unit. Okay, thanks for your watching this. Okay, thank you.